Ukrainian comedian sure of victory in presidential runoff. Kiev, Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky has no political experience, but that's no problem for the people of Ukraine, who have already seen that working for him. In a striking example of fiction morphing into reality, the 41-year-old comedian and actor seems set to take the top office for real, following in the footsteps of the man he plays in a wildly popular television series, an ordinary teacher who becomes an unlikely president and succeeds in bringing the country together. Zelensky took a commanding lead against the incumbent in Sunday's presidential election, putting him in a strong position for the runoff in 3 weeks' time. His easygoing manner and snappy talk on the campaign trail strongly resembled his character in Servant, the TV series that premiered in the fall of 2015 painted a grotesque satirical picture of Ukraine's officialdom, complete with easily recognizable parodies of serving politicians. It has been immensely. Zelensky's character, Vasyl Holoborodko, at first looks too naive and soft-hearted to survive in the cruel world of Ukraine's corruption-ridden elite. But he learns quick. The latest season of Servant. Inmates hired by his enemies try to kill him, but he survives and gets out, to find Ukraine broken into multiple fiefdoms and sunken deeper in poverty. He regains the These are the challenges incumbent President Petro Poroshenko has sorely failed to meet, and Zelensky's electoral success clearly reflects public aspirations that he could be just as successful in real life as his character was on screen. Ukraine has suffered from economic meltdown, endemic corruption, and a spiraling conflict with Russia-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine that has killed 13,000 people since 2014. Its hopes for those who cast ballots for Zelensky, his lack of political skills is a major advantage, a welcome break from the cast of familiar political figures associated with the country's woes. Born to a professorial family in the industrial city of Kryvyi when Ukraine still was part of the Soviet Union, Zelensky is a native Russian speaker, something that helped him sweep the vote in central, eastern, and southern regions where many speak Russian. Pressed on political and economic issues on campaign trail, Zelensky usually avoids excessive details, promising to rely on a team of professionals. Zelensky rejects Poroshenko's claim that his lack of experience will make him unable to stand up to Russia, pledging to firmly defend Ukraine's interests. He charged in Moscow. Lawmakers and commentators have described Zelensky's strong showing as a sign of public disillusionment with the current government, but most predict that the tug-of-war between the two neighbors will continue. Poroshenko has sought to disparage Zelensky, accusing him of being a puppet of self-exiled billionaire businessman Ichir Kolomoiskyi, whose station airs Servant. Kolomoiskyi, who lives in Israel, denied bankrolling Zelensky's bid, but hailed him as a bright and honest man of a new generation who can deliver what the country needs. Volodymyr Fizenko, the head of the Kiev-based Penta Center independent think tank, said that Kolomoiskyi hopes that Zelensky's victory will help him regain his clout, but added that Zelensky could distance himself from the tycoon. Kolomoiskyi. Vladimir Isakenkov in Moscow contributed to this report.
Raindrop, truck top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.